If you've never practiced with me before, welcome. My name is Bettina. I've been teaching yoga for almost 20 years and I have a special interest in fertility and pregnancy and postpartum. If you'd like to learn more about fertility yoga, I have a free guide and it will be linked in the description box below. This class is gentle enough to be practiced every day if you like, or try to practice this class 2 to 3 times a week for best results. We're going to start in our child's pose today, so you can either take the knees together or take them nice and wide, it's up to you. And then reach the arms forward. If it's not comfortable for your forehead to touch the ground, you can bring the hands underneath the head. And then just take a few deep breaths here. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Breathing in deeply. And letting go fully. See if you can just arrive here on your mat. So if it's been a busy day or you've just woken up, try and notice your thoughts and just bring them to this moment here. So notice where your body connects with the mat. Notice the quality of your breath. Is it deep and full or is it shallow and sharp? Just allowing yourself to truly be here in this moment. Not distracting yourself with thoughts of what's to come. Just being here. On your next breath, we're going to slowly bring ourselves up. Coming into our tabletop, so bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees under the hips. We're just going to take some circles here through the wrists, warming them up gently. So circling one way. And then turning the hands so the fingers point out and circling the other way. And then turning the hands so the fingers point backwards and circling again. Again, bringing your awareness to the sensations in the wrists. And allowing yourself to be here and present with your body. Coming to tabletop, as you inhale, we're going to come to our cow pose. Lift the head, lift the tail, let the belly sink, and really press the floor away. We're actually going to stay here for a few breaths. Usually we move through cat-cow with the breath. We're just going to stay here today. And then on your next exhale, I want you to round through the spine, press the floor away, coming into our cat pose. Tucking the tailbone under slightly, keep pressing through the hands. And then breathing into the back line of the body here. On your next inhale, we're going to come to our cow pose once more. Lift the tail, lift the head. You can shine the heart forward, taking a full deep breath here. Good, and then on your next exhale, come to your cat pose once more. Press the floor away. Return the spine to neutral. Let's take the left leg out to the side, pressing into the outer blade of the foot, and then just rock and roll yourself forward and back, just gently warming up through the hips, through the inner thigh. Good, and then come back up so that your weight is in that right leg. And we're going to do our cat-cow here with the leg extended. So as you inhale, lift the tail, lift the head. And as you exhale, round through the spine, press the floor away, and maybe you can sink that leg a little bit further out to the side. As you inhale, lift the tail, lift the head. And as you exhale, sink back and round through the back. As you inhale, lift the tail, lift the head. Last one, exhale, round through the back. And then let yourself sit all the way back onto the heel. Maybe the forehead can rest down to the mat. Maybe you stay upright if that feels better. Keep pressing down through the outer blade of this front foot. Breathing deeply here. Good. Coming all the way back up. Hands underneath the shoulders. Step that back leg in, and we're coming to the opposite side. So take the right leg out to the side this time. Press into the outer blade of that right foot. And then just rock and roll here to start with, warming up through this hip. And then coming back to tabletop. As you inhale, lift the tail, lift the head. And as you exhale, press the floor away, round through the back, and see if you can slide that right foot out a little bit more, increasing the stretch through the inner thigh. As you inhale, lift the tail, lift the head. And as you exhale, round through the spine, and then gently sit back towards the heel. Good. Inhale, coming forward. Cow pose. Exhale, round. And then sit all the way back to the heel this time. Maybe that right leg slides out a touch more. Maybe the forehead comes to the floor, or just bow down. And bowing down to the wisdom within your own body that knows a part of the healing here is slowing down. Not always needing to push and rush. Allowing ourselves to find the breath and to find this moment here. On your next breath, come forward and come to have a seat down, extending one leg out to the side. And the sole of the other foot is going to find the mat. We're just going to rock and roll here. Again, warming up through those hips. Noticing any tight spots and maybe staying there and just breathing and rocking. And then I want you to hold on to this leg with the opposite hand. See if you can press the sit bones down into the mat. Lift the chest a little higher. Inhale that top arm up and then over in the direction of the extended leg. It is absolutely okay if that hand doesn't make it anywhere near that foot. You could bring a strap in if you like. But I want you to keep focusing on opening through the chest. So we're finding that twist through the torso and then length through the side body. Take a full deep breath here. Good, and then slowly bring that top arm up and out. Change the legs. So bring the sole of the opposite foot to the mat and then find that mobility, just moving gently through the hips here. Good, and then find your sit bones comfortably into the mat. Hold that front leg with the opposite hand. And then inhale the top arm up and over. Again, we don't need to make it towards the foot. I want you to focus on opening that top shoulder. And then just gently leaning in, feeling that side body, gently stretching, hopefully releasing. Breathing fully here. Good, next breath. Release that top hand. We're going to come all the way up and over into our downward facing dog. So bring the hands about shoulder distance, step the feet back. Bend nice and deeply through those knees, release through the head and neck. And then lift the tailbone high as if you were shining a torch from your bottom all the way to the sky. And then exhale, just bring the heels down towards the mat wherever they reach. It doesn't matter if they touch the mat or not. You can keep that nice bend through the knees. You want to keep the tailbone pointing towards the ceiling. Just breathing here in your down dog. On your next breath, we're going to inhale the left leg to the sky, bend the knee and open out the hip here. See if you can square off through the shoulders. And then look towards the hands as you inhale, step that left leg through. Bring the back knee down for a low lunge. So as you inhale, rise the arms up. And then as you inhale, I want you to press into the front foot so the muscles around the hips engage to push you back and up. And then exhale, lean forward into the stretch. Inhale as you press back. Exhale as you lean forwards. Inhale and exhale. Good. And then release the hands down to the mat, tuck the back toes, and slowly lift yourself up into a high lunge, inhaling the arms to the sky. And again, as you inhale, press into that front foot, rise the legs up, and as you exhale, lean into the front knee. Inhale as you rise, and exhale as you lower. Keep pressing strongly through that back heel. One more. Inhale as you rise. Exhale as you lower. Good. Slowly bring the hands back down to the mat. Frame the front foot and step it all the way back to your downward facing dog, pedaling it out here. Next breath, right leg rises to sky, bend the knee, open out through the hip, three-legged dog. And then square off through the shoulders, drawing that right shoulder back down. Next breath, step that right foot through between the hands, bring the back knee down, and we rise up for our low lunge. Leaning into that front knee. Inhale, press the floor away with the front foot, and exhale, lean in. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Release the hands down, frame that front foot. Tuck the back toes as we lift up into our high lunge. Feel stable through the legs first, and then rise the arms. Shoulders drop away from the ears. The inhale lifts us high in the legs. The exhale takes us low. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Release the hands down. Frame the front foot. Take your time. Step it back. Downward facing dog. You can come to child's pose if you're building too much heat and you need to cool down. And then finding stillness in your down dog, taking 3 full deep breaths here. On your next inhale, right leg to sky. This time keep the hips square. As you exhale, look towards the hands. We're going to step that right knee in between the hands and windmill our way all the way to Warrior Two. So you want to have the front foot facing forward. The back foot is about 90 degrees, and then take the arms out wide. Reach the fingertips away and drop the shoulders away from the ears. Again, as you inhale, you can come high in the legs. And then exhale, settle in here. One more breath. Good. Inhale, reach that back hand down the leg. The top arm reaches up and over for our reverse warrior. And then next breath, lift up and out as you find your side angle. The front hand can either find that top thigh, reaching the top arm over, or you can bring fingertips to the ground if that feels better. Keep opening through that top shoulder. We did something similar on the mat earlier. Opening through the torso, finding that space through the heart and the chest. Good. Let's drop that top hand down. Pick up the back heel. Feel free to make some space through the legs and bring them more onto train tracks rather than in alignment if you need. Left hand's going to find the mat, right arm's reaching towards the sky as we find a twist. If this is too much, the back knee can find the mat. Breathing here. Good. Lower that top hand down. When you're ready, step all the way back, downward facing dog. Left leg to sky, inhale. Exhale, step it through. Windmilling your way to warrior two. Inhale, rise through the legs. And then exhale, let yourself sink in. Breathing here. Turn the front palm. Inhale, reverse warrior. The back hand reaches down the leg. And then next breath, come onto that front thigh or fingertips to the floor. Side angle, top arm reaches up and over. Keep twisting as you open through the heart. The top hand is going to find the mat. Feel free to make space through the legs, widening your stance. Right hand stays grounded, left hand finds the sky. Breathe it here. Good. Drop that top hand down. Step it all the way back. Down dog or child's pose, whichever you prefer here. Let's take 3 full deep breaths. On your next breath, roll yourself forward to plank. You can bring the knees down if you like, or lower yourself all the way down. Coming all the way down onto the belly here. Just giving yourself a gentle rock from side to side. Maybe resting the forehead down if that feels good. Next breath, leave the hands by the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back and down as you start to lift through the heart. Just go as far as feels good for you. So if you want to come all the way up because that feels nice through the back, then do that. Or if you want to stay nice and low to the ground, then listen to your body and do that today. You could work with the breath here, inhaling up and exhaling down. Or you could find stillness for a few breaths. If you're feeling any tension or discomfort in the low back, we just squeeze the inner thighs together. As you exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Find the one cheek to the mat and just rock the hips, releasing any tension there. On your next breath, we're going to reach the hands back, coming into our locust pose. lifting the chest and also lifting the legs if you're able. So putting some gentle pressure onto the pelvis, restricting blood flow here. Keep breathing. And then gently release it down into the mat, rocking the hips from side to side. So when we release, encouraging that circulation to return to the pelvic area. Good. Next breath. We're going to come into a slightly different variation. We're going to make fists with the hands and then bring them down like in the crease line between your leg and your torso, so that the fist rests on either side of the womb or where our ovaries would be. So coming back down onto your belly, rolling onto one side, bring that fist underneath the body, and then rolling so that you can get your other hand under as well. Make sure this feels comfortable for you. If it doesn't, you can always put a blanket underneath the body instead if you prefer. Tuck the chin slightly so the back of the neck is long, and then start to gently lift the legs off the mat. So you'll feel a gentle pressure in this area where the fists are pressing into the body. If you can also start to lift the chest. Keep breathing and lifting. You might feel a gentle warmth in this area where the fists press in. It shouldn't be uncomfortable or painful though. If it is, please modify and adjust. Keep breathing. Good. Gently release the legs down. Lift and remove the hands out of the way and just rock yourself from side to side. Good. On your next breath, bring the hands onto the mat in front of you so the elbows are underneath the shoulders, coming into our Sphinx pose. I want you to roll the fleshy bits of your legs inside. Press the pubic bone into the mat. Lift through the heart. Just breathing here. If you'd like to, you can bend the left knee and then reach the right hand around to find the foot. Gently pressing the foot into the hand, which is going to create opening through the chest. And if you like, you could also press into the right hand to come a little higher. All of these are options though. If you'd prefer to stay low, just in your Sphinx pose, then feel free to stay there. Breathing here. And gently release all the way down. Give the hips a little rock, readjust if you need to. And then coming to the opposite side if you like, or staying in your Sphinx pose, finding the foot, pressing the foot into the hand, maybe coming a little higher. Good. Release the foot. Coming all the way down now, bring the hands by the shoulders. Give your hips a rock from side to side. Then tuck the toes. Pressing all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to sky. Bend the knee, open out through the hip once more. And then look towards the hands. You're going to step that right knee forward behind the right wrist. Stretch that left leg out behind you, coming into our pigeon pose. Before we settle in, I want you to tuck the toes of the back foot, engage that back leg, take a breath in, and as you exhale, see if you can soften in a little bit more. If this is feeling all too much for the hips, bring some props underneath, maybe a bolster under this right hip, some cushions, some blankets, just to give those hips a little bit of support. If it feels good to do so, you could rock and roll your way down, coming to release the chest down towards the mat, the forehead. And then either staying with this gentle rocking from side to side or Finding stillness and finding the breath. Next breath, slowly bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck the back toes and bring that back leg in slightly so that you can press your way all the way back to downward facing dog. Left leg, inhale it high, bend the knee, open out through the hip. Good, and then look towards the hands, left knee comes behind left wrist. Right leg stretches out. Tuck the toes of the right foot. Engage through that leg, pressing the heel away, and then see if you can soften down a little bit more. Get any props that you need, and then rock and roll your way down into this pose. Settling in for a few deep breaths. Good. Next breath, slowly bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. We're going to roll onto this left side so that we can swing the back leg all the way around. Bring the soles of the feet together in front of us, making a diamond shape with the legs. If you'd like to create more of a stretch, the feet come closer. If you'd like to lessen the stretch, move the feet away slightly. Inhale as you open through the heart. And then exhale as you round forwards. Inhale as you open. Exhale, round forwards. Last one here, inhale. And exhale. And then just finding some stillness here. You might like to bring the hands underneath the head once more to relax through the neck. I want you to just notice where you can feel any sensations in your body. So for me, it's really strongly through the glutes, the back of the hips. I'm also noticing the sensations of the breath. The air entering and exiting through the nose. And then slowly begin to rise yourself back up. We're going to come onto our backs now for supine butterfly. If you'd like to also open through the heart, you might like to bring a bolster, a rolled blanket, some blocks underneath the back. Cushions off your bed will also work well. We're just going to lower ourselves down, opening through the heart, letting the arms rest out to the side. Again, you can bring the feet in nice and close to your body, or you can have them outstretched. It's up to you. We're just going to breathe here. Noticing the breath moving into the body. Noticing the breath leaving the body. And just as we started our practice, coming back here at the end of our practice, allowing ourselves to be here in this moment. So the temptation can be to start planning the rest of your day or evening, writing lists of all the things you need to do in your head. See if you can resist the need to do that. And just let yourself be here in this moment, accepting of this moment, not fighting it internally. And even though physically you might not be in the place you'd hoped, maybe there's a bit of an internal struggle going on with your health at the moment. See if you can start to also cultivate a feeling of this too is okay in this moment. Everything is exactly as it's meant to be. And just let yourself rest into that awareness that there's nothing more you can do right here and right now. On your next breath, start slowly bringing your awareness back to the physical body, deepening your breathing, maybe stretching the body long. And then using the hands to support you to come all the way back up to have a seat. Bringing the hands to heart and bowing down your head. I hope you enjoyed today's class and you have a beautiful rest of your day.